PlayStation 5 games on the horizon are placing a strong focus on visual impact. Detailed environments, advanced lighting, and smooth animation shape how these titles present themselves. These visually stunning games are the ones coming your way soon. Let's dive right in.
We've walked through hell, but paradise is just ahead.
Westlanders is a Wild West open-world survival game focused on building a life from the ground up. It centers on surviving harsh landscapes while traveling with a customizable wagon that acts as a mobile base. Players slowly expand into settlements, recruit allies, and connect outposts across a living frontier. The visual direction highlights wide valleys, evolving towns, and a frontier shaped by player-driven expansion.
Has never left our side. We face the darkest depths of human nature. The wildlife. The dangerous roads. The beasts of the night. And the angry skies. We knew the West would test us, but the real question is, can this land become our home?
Supreme Experiment is a sci-fi action-adventure told from a first-person view set in a world where humanity survives high above a toxic surface. The story follows a lone descent into a forgotten land once maintained by machines that have since formed their own society. Combat and survival unfold across ruined industrial spaces, strange machine settlements, and silent wastelands. The game carries a dark, unsettling mood, built around mystery, isolation, and a world that no longer follows human logic.
A new species, trying to survive, fighting for scraps, searching for truth. An abandoned, poisoned wasteland, crawling with creatures beyond imagination. Down here, humans don't belong. For those who left the city, it's a one-way ticket. But they go for a reason. This evolution of the machines was not random. There's something vast behind it. It's coming for everyone, not just the machines. The people in the cities don't know it yet, but soon they will.
Riparia is a new coastal map planned for Path of Titans, built around close interaction between land, air, and aquatic dinosaurs. It is designed with dense biomes, towering cliffs, and layered vertical spaces that create a more compact but active world. Wide rivers, submerged caves, and underground tunnels connect regions, encouraging constant movement between sea and land. Landmarks and high platforms support frequent encounters, especially for flying creatures moving across the terrain.
Guiding us to a horizon stretching beyond our grasp. A horizon filled with an ecosystem across land, sky, and water. Connecting all of us throughout Riparia. Our lives are filled with moments of discovery. Of joy. And fear. Of being hunted. As we try to survive. And protect those we care about. Sometimes we may fail. Sometimes nature takes its course. But this doesn't erase our voice. Our cries. Our hope. That one day, far into the future, we will still exist. In some way. In some form. That you will keep us alive. Wondering how we dreamed. How we lived. How we played. Whether we shared your curiosity. How the wind felt on our face. Because you are why we still exist.
Divinity Original Sin 2 is a story-driven role-playing game centered on choice, power, and conflict in the world of Rivellon. The story begins after the fall of the Divine, as dangerous forces rise and dormant abilities begin to surface. Players form a party of distinct characters, each shaping how the world responds through their identity and origins. Combat is built around tactical, turn-based encounters where positioning, terrain, and elemental systems play a major role. Metal as Hell Pack expands the fast-paced shooter with a heavy metal visual theme built around demon-slaying style. This content adds new character and weapon skins designed with loud, gothic metal aesthetics that stand out in combat. The presentation focuses on aggressive designs, sharp details, and dark fantasy visuals tied to the world of Purgatory. It is designed to complement the core Painkiller gameplay while giving battles a more intense and stylized look. Zero Caliber VR is a military-focused first-person shooter built specifically for virtual reality. The game centers on grounded, hands-on combat where movement, reloading, and weapon handling rely on physical actions. Players move through a near-future conflict driven by resource collapse, with missions structured around tactical firefights and squad coordination. The visual presentation supports a gritty, modern warfare setting that takes advantage of VR depth and perspective. Rainbow Six Siege X introduces the Wildcards Siege event as a limited-time twist on the game's core tactical formula. The event revisits classic Siege elements through altered rule sets played on familiar locations like the house map. Matches rotate modifiers that reshape each round, changing operator selection rules, HUD visibility, and match flow. This setup focuses on unpredictability and variety, while keeping the series' tight, objective-based combat intact.
Needed a night off to play on Call of Duty Black Ops 7, so Replays a Clause is bringing you...
Call of Duty Black Ops 7 features the Naughty and Nice event as a seasonal update built around theme challenges and limited-time modes. The event is structured around two progression paths, encouraging different playstyles across multiplayer, zombies, campaign, and warzone. Each path offers unlockable cosmetic items, with larger rewards tied to fully completing a track. Special holiday-themed modes and altered rule sets reshape familiar maps and encounters during the event window.
Turns out the naughty list is longer than expected. Deliver presents to earn free rewards, or be a Krampus and ruin it for everyone. I know what you're thinking. Replace a clause. What about zombies? What about zombies? Well, I got something for you that will roast your chestnuts. Nothing says holidays better than the undead carolers on the surface of an asteroid. Now you get out there and deck some halls. 'Tis the season for Black Ops 7. A very merry chaos to y'all.
What a sight to behold. Whew, that's all over.
Ace Combat 8 Wings of Theve is a military flight action game centered on fast, high-intensity aerial warfare. The campaign follows elite pilots across large-scale conflicts, combining cinematic storytelling with mission-driven combat. Dogfights unfold in expansive skies, shaped by dynamic weather, clouds, and shifting battle conditions. The game aims for a dramatic, high-stakes atmosphere where skill in the air and choices on the ground both matter.
Ace of Aces.
He's a mass delusion fabricated by the rumor mill of social media.
Radar contact. We think it's the shadows.
Our lone target is Wings.
All dogs fire. Time to pull out. 22.
Roger that.
God damn it. Start swimming, soldier. Make it home alive.
Let's keep at it, Rex.
Ray, heads up!
On your orders, Rex.
To keep hope alive, Wings of Theve must stay on the mission. Must fly on.
I can make up your kill count to be whatever.
Right. From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
Port Desire. A city that don't belong to anyone, but everyone wants a piece.
No Law is a first-person action RPG set in Port Desire, a lawless cyberpunk port city built on corruption and power struggles. You'll play as Gray Harker, a former soldier pulled back into violence while trying to live quietly after severe injuries. Gameplay centers on player-driven decisions, with stealth, gunplay, and tactics shaping how situations unfold. The city is designed as a dense, vertical space filled with rival factions, hidden paths, and dangerous encounters.
Fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple.
Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a large-scale military shooter focused on coordinated warfare during the Vietnam conflict. Battles are built around 5-0 versus 5-0 matches, where communication, roles, and command structure shape how each fight unfolds. Players to operate within squads and wider formations, relying on teamwork rather than individual skill alone. The game presents a grounded, intense take on modern warfare, centered on realism, pressure, and shared responsibility on the battlefield.
Tyndalston.
Samson is a story-driven action game set in the harsh streets of Tyndalston, a city built on pressure and debt. The story follows Samson as he is forced back into violence while racing against time to save his sister. Combat focuses on close-range fights and high-risk movement through tight urban spaces. Driving plays a major role, with chases and collisions treated as tools for survival rather than spectacle.
City, desperation's the currency. You can't outrun debt. You can't freeze interest. You can curl up and die in the street. Or you can fight the fuck back.
Plan 8 appears positioned around large-scale modern combat set within dense urban environments. Skyscrapers, shattered streets, and wide combat zones point toward an emphasis on scale, verticality, and destruction. The idea points toward military action where fighting spreads across the city instead of staying around one single objective.
Attention all drivers. This
Carmageddon Rogue Shift looks ahead to a brutal combat racing game set in a ruined, post-apocalyptic world. Nighttime streets are expected to fill with enemies, rival drivers, and zombie hordes, turning every race into a fight to survive. Progress appears built around upgrading vehicles, weapons, and perks across repeated runs. When Sirens Fall Silent is a dark investigative thriller set in Italy during the early 1990s. The story follows Mila, a policewoman pulled into a disturbing case of kidnappings and murders while struggling with her own inner turmoil. Gameplay focuses on investigation, dialogue, and piecing together clues across detailed crime scenes. The narrative explores violence, guilt, and psychological pressure as the case grows more personal and unstable.
We apologize in advance for the nature of this footage.
I am Agley. I'm fine, but I'm scared. I have to read this message to you. Please listen to it. Please. I don't want to die. You must follow my instructions. There's a story that must be told, and truths that need to be revealed. I will choose someone. An officer. She must follow my instructions. She will be my voice, my eyes, my soul. The person who will allow the sirens to be heard once more.
That was shocking to view. Now we will head over live and direct to our correspondent.
We still have no significant updates on this case. The police are yet to release an official statement, though some speculation has emerged about the 21-year-old Moldovan woman who was rescued during this morning's raid. It is believed that this young woman is a victim of sex trafficking. The investigation into the whereabouts of the missing girl, Agley, is progressing with increasing...
Was I good? Yes, I was good, right? When will I get to meet her?
Ray ventured into OG's territory alone. You sure you thought this through?
Thinking is your job.
Zoopunk is a third-person action RPG set decades before the events of Forged in Shadow Torch. It centers on the origins of Torch City and the first conflict sparked by sentient machines gaining consciousness. Combat is fast and aggressive, built around distinct heroes with different fighting styles and close-quarters abilities. A gritty dieselpunk world driven by war, decay, and rebellion, with momentum-focused, character-driven action.
You really fixing to gamble with it?
1 for 5, it's worth a shot.
Ain't you worried something might go wrong?
Wrong? I'm counting on it. It's mine now. Finish him. Give it back!
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
What? Huh? Come to Papa!
Right on time! Miss me?
Gotta hand it to you this time, Ray.
If Tron hadn't planned ahead and sent us as backup, you'd be done for.
Mission done? Let me take a look.
All accounted for. What's next?
It's time to save Torch City.
Every empire has been built on ashes. That is why you must never lose faith.
Valor Mortis is a first-person action RPG set in an alternate 19th century Europe scarred by endless war. Take the role of fallen soldier of Napoleon's army, who returns from death carrying a mysterious and dangerous power. Combat focuses on precise timing, close-range encounters, and supernatural abilities used against plague-ridden enemies. The world reflects a corrupted battlefield, where history, horror, and the unnatural collide.
This isn't war. This is damnation.
MX vs. ATV Legends expands its off-road racing world with the Pastranaland DLC, centered on the iconic compound created by Travis Pastrana. The new content focuses on large freestyle spaces and purpose-built tracks designed around high-speed runs and stunt-focused riding. Players race and perform across open dirt environments that emphasize flow, scale, and freedom of movement. The DLC highlights a more expressive side of off-road competition, balancing structured tracks with open zones built for experimentation. TankRat is a post-apocalyptic action-adventure built around survival in a world where steel has replaced flesh. Players control a digitized consciousness operating machines across a ruined exclusion zone filled with corrupted mech creatures. Combat revolves around shifting between agile drones and heavy tanks while dismantling enemies for parts and upgrades. The world is hostile and collapsing, shaped by storms, wreckage, and remnants of lost technology.
You might find.
Commandos Origins Shadows over Crete is a tactical strategy expansion set during World War II on the island of Crete. The story takes place after the Battle of Crete, with the Commandos sent to help local resistance forces. Gameplay focuses on careful planning, stealth, and using each squad member's skills to overcome enemy positions. The tone is tense and grounded, centered on smart decisions and survival behind enemy lines.
It falls to us to continue fighting back, and I beg your assistance. Our equipment is inferior to the enemy's. We will not surrender. We will resist.
Mortal Shell 2 is a dark fantasy action RPG where players take control of fallen warriors known as shells. Each shell offers a different fighting style, letting players switch bodies to survive deadly battles. The world is broken and hostile, filled with ruined temples, cursed lands, and dangerous enemies. Combat focuses on timing, close-range strikes, and learning enemy patterns under constant pressure.